Man United 2, Granada nil. Let's get the positivity, put it in the box, seal it, put the lid on, and leave it to the side. Through to the next, well, no, nearly through to the next round, all but through to the next round. 2-0, two away goals, clean sheet. Great goal by Marcus Rashford, great pass by Victor Lindelof. Trying to think of the other positives. That's it. So we'll leave the positives where they are because what will happen is you get accused of, oh, just be happy we've gone through. I'm bored of saying it. I'll be honest. I'm bored of just keep saying the results the only thing that matters. The results the only thing that matters. It's a cliche in football. Don't get me wrong. Of course, we know that. We know that the results are the only thing that matters. But there comes a point where you have to start analysing the performance. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just want to win the Europa League 100% and I want to finish as high as we can. But I just can't get over. So I just got to express it and lay it out. I can't get over the football that we're playing. I just can't. It doesn't matter who we play, in what position, in what partnerships. We just play the same way. And it's concerning. Like Granada, I think the reason why we probably got away with it today is because Granada don't really have the quality. Kind of the same like how Brighton didn't have the quality. You know, you take away the amazing Lindelof pass to Rashford with a brilliant touch. What a touch from Rashford as well, who actually, you know, I thought should have been rested. He looked uncomfortable, and the fact that he come off on 60th minute, you know, Ollie already said that. So I do kind of commend Ollie on that, to be fair, because Rashford is doing his thing. As much as he's frustrating sometimes and he's got gears to go up, you can't really talk to him. He's got 20 goals this year. I do agree with that 100%. And, you know, people always make excuses saying that he's not that good and he's not this and he's not that. But at the end of the day, he got over 20 goals last season. He got over 20 goals this season. When you flip it, maybe you can look at it and start to say, maybe Rashford's starting to find himself. Because if he goes on to have that kind of them kind of numbers from left wing next year, then you're talking about a truly really good player. Into world-class levels if you keep getting 20 goals per season. But just the football that we play, back to that, I think it's just really concerning. Like, I don't think it's too much to ask for our team to play good football. I don't think it's too much to ask for us to be entertained when we watch our team. And you know what? On top of that, look with the players that we got. Look at the players that we got. I was so envious on Tuesday and Wednesday night. So envious watching Real Madrid against Liverpool, watching Man City, Dortmund. Last night watching Bayern Munich, PSG. Tuning in to watch the highlights after and watching Chelsea deal with Porto. Like, it's envious. And I know people are going to say we're on our journey and relax and stuff like that. But I'm like, with the players that we've got, why can't we play good football? Why? And furthermore, why am I not allowed to ask that question? I think it's a valid question. Why can't the football improve? You know? Is it down to some things like, you know, players not being at it or players not being good enough? Yes. But also you got to look at the coaching. If I look at individuals today, Paul Pogba was really poor today. Didn't have a good game. You know, gave away a silly free kick. The ref was dishing out yellow cards like sweets, to be fair to him. But, you know, got himself in the book and didn't have a good game. He'll be the first to admit that. Mason Greenwood, I think, struggled today. You know, went out to the right-hand side second half. And Rashford went up front for a little bit before he came off as we started the second half. He just wasn't keeping the ball well enough. Dan James, completely non-existent, but I don't necessarily blame him. It's just not really a game for him. The substitutions, you know, bringing Donny van der Beek on that late when we got Dan James, who is null and void on that right-hand side. Why not make the change earlier? Ahmad can't get a game. I just feel like, I don't know. I feel proper confused because on one hand, I'm like, we're at the business end of the season, so just get over the line. I just want to win this Europa League. I really do want to win this Europa League and build for next season and obviously finish second. Because that's why, again, I'm confused, because second and Europa League is actually a proper good season. It is about context and it is about looking at it in its entirety. That is a good season. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if you'd have said to me in the summer, before we kicked the ball, you're going to finish second and you're going to win the Europa League. Well, I would have been annoyed to say that we would have won the Europa League because we were in Champions League. So I suppose you can kind of look at it like that we had to reassess our objectives as our objective changed because of competitions that we went out of. We didn't get out of the groups and dropped into the Europa League. But it will still be a decent season to get your first trophy under your belt. That's how I'd see it. And second, I'm not that naive and that agenda driven that I wouldn't be able to say that's a good season. But I've said it many times before about the sustainability of how we play football. There's only so many times you can keep asking Marcus Rashford to dig you out of a hole. There's only so many times you can keep asking Bruno Fernandes to dig you out of the hole. The way that the penalty went in with the keeper, should have saved it. That just summed up our performance. It was a weird penalty. It was a penalty, but it's just random. I was thinking, flipping it, where'd that come from? And then the way it went in, even the way it went in just made me feel like I couldn't. Obviously, I'm always going to be happy when we score, but I want that real, what a good goal that was, what good play that was. Oh, we're dominating. And it's just frustrating. Older fans may say, look, who's this spoiled brat? I remember the times when it was tough, Sir Alex didn't win for a while and, we had to go through a rebuilding process. And I do understand that. I'm not trying to be one of them fans who is just this whole sense of entitlement. But there still is a point where you go, you know what though, with the tools we actually do have, there should be a better output visually. There should be a better output visually, not just by results. But look, it is a positive, and that we're obviously 2-0 up. That's the biggest thing of the night. And I do want to big up Rashford because I don't have any grievances with him wanting to play. 100% not, because like I said to Mark at the beginning, before the game, pre-game on the watch along, that you ask any player, like they want to play football. When you leave the decision to the player, they want to play football. I'm just worried. I'm just worried for him because I know how important he is to us, and I want his career to be as long as possible. I'm just worried that he might get burnt out. But maybe I need to take a leaf out of Rashford's book and say he knows his body and he knows, where he can get to, because he was brought off in the 60th minute, like Ollie pretty much said. So that basically he's playing with the discomfort, but they're saying he can still play. So, all right, cool. And you know what? Ollie called it right. I commend him for that, because he's saying, I don't trust anyone else. He's got what it takes. Rashford will do me a job. And he provided the goods. He did provide the goods. Bruno was good defensively. I don't really want to say that, be saying that too much about Bruno, but he covered a lot of tracks. And just in general, I think we defended really well. I think Lindelof was really good today. Maguire got himself in trouble a couple of times defensively, but by and large, he was okay. Luke Shaw did his thing. And I don't really mind about the yellow cards either. The yellow cards is not really an issue for me. I'd rather the yellow cards come now in the second leg than they play against Granada, being 2-0 up and get a yellow card then and then can't play against Roma or Ajax, depending on who it's going to be. So I don't mind that so much. But I just want the football to improve, and I'm sure a lot of you lot do. But I'm not saying sack Ollie, and the reason why is because if he does finish second and win Europa League, I think you're earning your next shot. Fair is fair. Doesn't matter how you got there. Fair is fair. But then you have to show something again extra. You might be going up in stages, which is fine. But in your third full season, which it will be next season, that's when you got to start showing some real changes then. And I am willing. I know I feel like I'm not, because I'm pissed off today with the level of performance. It's the same against Brighton as well. Same against AC Milan the game before that. We are seeing that. But and West Ham, it was the same when we beat them. It was just tight and sloppy and we're just nicking things. But I do agree that if Solskjaer does provide those goods, he is earning his chance at another shot. I do get that. But it doesn't stop me from being frustrated, and it won't stop me from being vocal about it, because I think we should be vocal about it. I don't think we should just wipe it under the carpet and act like we're playing good football. Act like, Granada's team didn't cost €8 million and ours cost God knows what. Like, you can't just ignore these things. You have to talk about them, or you have to let them out. And that's what I'm going to do anyway. So, yeah, my man in the match probably would be Victor Lindelof or Marcus Rashford, because they had the most defining moment of the game. Bruno wasn't his great self, but he was steady and obviously got the penalty, which is good. Wan-Bissaka I thought was okay today as well, but there wasn't too much to shout about as usual with United. But you know what? I think we're going to have to just we are going to have to just deal with it. We are going to have to deal. The football isn't going to get amazing from now until the end of the season. It's not. and the games are coming thick and fast, and we're at the real business end. And I do just want to get my hands on a trophy under Ollie. I think that would be massive for this set of players, and I want it to work. You know what I mean? I'm not one of these fans that is seeing that the football's not quite there, so I just want him out, and I want him to fail so we can get out. I would love Ollie to start from the next game against Spurs, start showing us a difference. Maybe switch it up, go with 2 8s and 1 holding. I'm not saying he's going to do that, but I'm just saying switch it up a little bit. I would love to see that, but I just don't think we will. So that's where I stand on it. I'm annoyed. I'm agitated by watching this football. I'm bored of watching this football, and I just had to lay it out. I couldn't come on here and just do a whole. You know what? The result's the main thing. As long as we win, that's all that matters, and I'm not going to talk about it because it's not how I really feel. I'd just be lying, because to me it does matter. There's other fans out there who don't give a shit, who say I don't care if we win. I don't even want to talk about the negatives. It's the quarterfinals of the Europa League. What do you expect? You know, we've been doing it all season. Just put up with it and get to the end of the season, and that's fine. That's fine. But I couldn't do it. I had to lay it out today. I was visibly pissed off, I have to say, because I just want to see better football. I'm bored and tired of seeing this football. I am, and I don't care if I sound ungrateful. I don't care if other fans want to say, "Oh, you wasn't there when it was difficult." No, I wasn't there when it was difficult, but because I know what it was like during my era of watching United, and I know what the principles of what the club was built on, and I know the principles what Ollie's trying to tell us. He's trying to push through, and my levels of my bar isn't down here. I want it to be up there. That's why I'm saying this. I'm not saying this to be petulant. I'm not saying it because I'm a spoiled brat. I'm saying it because it's my observation. It's a lot of our observations. You're looking at the football. Can't string 5 passes together. We can't create chances. We can't get the striker in on goal. We're not crossing and hitting target. Like we're not doing it. So you have to talk about these things. If these things weren't happening, and we're playing like Man City, and I was saying this, then you can say that people are being ungrateful and spoiled and whatnot. But at the end of the day, you have to realise where we're really at, and we're not playing good football, but we're getting good results. We're getting good results. I'm just worried with how long that can actually last for, in my opinion. But roll on Sunday. Do one under Jose. Spurs are absolutely terrible right now. You never know what Spurs you're going to get as well. But also you never know what Man United you're going to get. But we don't lose many games. So I think that could even be a draw. Yeah, we should beat them on paper with how they're playing and where we are in the league. But knowing us, it'd just be a stalemate, and that'd probably be a draw as well. So yeah, my man of the match, I'm going to give it to Rashford. I'll give it to Rashford because I kind of said he shouldn't have started. I was worried that he might get injured, and he pulled it out of the bag with a great finish and a great ball for Victor Lindelof. Roll on Sunday, peeps, against Jose Mourinho Spurs. Let's try and do one over on them and avenge the 6-1 defeat. Smash a like on the video, subscribe if you are new. A lot of build up to the Spurs game coming up over the next couple of days. Make sure you lot check that out. Check out my YouTube channel. Make sure you lot subscribe to that. I'll be doing FIFA tomorrow as well. The Flex, make sure you do that. And hit me up on Flex UTD on all the socials, and make sure you're following That's Football. I am out of it. Peace.